I'd like to welcome everyone to this meeting of the Boston Art Commission. My name is Birgit Worster, and I'm the Director of Public Art in the Mayor's Office of Arts and Culture. In that capacity, I'm also the Director of the Boston Art Commission. Let's all take a moment to update our names and pronouns, as well as to make sure we're muted. In accordance with the Commonwealth of Massachusetts Executive Order suspending certain provisions of the open meeting law, we are conducting this meeting virtually. As a reminder, this was extended until 2026 to ensure public access to the deliberation of the Boston Art Commission. The public can join this meeting through telephone and video conferencing. For those of you with us today, this meeting is being recorded and closed captioning is available. You can access it at the bottom of the screen. If you have trouble locating the button, please chat us for assistance. The Mayor's Office of Arts and Culture and the Boston Art Commission believe that public art is any artwork installed in publicly accessible spaces where they can be experienced by everyone for free. For transparency and community input, artworks proposed for City of Boston property are reviewed and discussed at public meetings of the Boston Art Commission on a regular, usually monthly basis. Working together with the public art team in the Mayor's Office of Arts and Culture, the Boston Art Commission is an independent board composed of 2 ex officio and 7 volunteer community members appointed by the mayor. The BAC has exclusive authority to approve and commission artworks intended to be added to the city's collection or placed on city property. The public art team in MOAC facilitates the Boston Art Commission public meetings and manages all phases, daily operations, and duties related to public art projects cited on or proposed for City of Boston property in collaboration with the Boston Art Commission, community members, and colleagues at the City of Boston. Here's some of our team. And now I'll pass it back to you, John.
Thanks so much, Birgit, and welcome everyone. I call this public hearing to order at 4:32 p.m. Today, the Commission is holding its monthly public meeting, which are generally held on the second Tuesday of every month. We engage in discussions about public art in Boston in order to foster the creation and collection of artworks that reflect the people, ideas, histories, and futures of Boston, which is located on the traditional homeland of the Massachusetts people and the neighboring Wampanoag and Nipmuc peoples. We acknowledge the atrocities committed against Indigenous peoples, all of the communities that have been subsequently harmed, and the ways in which colonialism has created systemic oppression. We recognize the continuing presence of these communities and the Indigenous peoples represented in the city's residents, in addition to those in the diaspora. We also recognize that Boston exists as a result of the forced labor and economic extraction from enslaved African Americans. I'll now take roll call of commissioners to confirm a quorum. Commissioners, after I say your name, please say here. Vice Chair James Mason.
Here.
Caitlin Lewis. I didn't see her, but I'm not sure if she arrived. Kenny Muscari.
Here.
Thanks, Kenny. Abigail couldn't be here today. Ian Altavere.
Here.
And Nigel Jacob.
Here.
We do have a quorum. On this slide, you'll see today's agenda, which is also posted publicly on the city's website, boston.gov. Now, I'd like to review meeting minutes from last month's meeting, the May meeting. Do any commissioners have comments or modifications to make? Hearing none, would any commissioner like to make a motion to approve the May meeting minutes?
I'll make a motion to approve the May meeting minutes.
Thanks, Ian. Do I have a second?
I second that.
Seconded.
Kenny, I think you got in there first. Commissioners, after I say your name, please say yes if you agree with the motion. James?
Yes.
Uh-oh, where'd he go?
We may have lost John for a moment. Let's see. He returns. And if not, James, are you able to jump in?
I can. So if you want to continue, Kenny?
Yes.
Ian?
Yes.
Nigel?
Here.
I say yes as well, and John, I'm guessing will say yes. And Amanda is not here. So the meeting minutes are approved? I know that sounded like a question.
I think we can move forward, and if we have John weigh in later, if he would like to, we can do that as well. Okay.
Sorry, everyone.
Oh,
I'm
there you
back.
are.
I will talk to IT about this. I thought I had solved it. Apologies.
We approve the minutes.
I vote yes.
We did, and so Birgit, we turn this over to you.
Great, thank you so much. So for presentations for review today, we have 3 for full review, and those are The Quest of Knowledge Remains Present, a Canvas of Culture final design, mural design at the Winship Elementary School in Brighton. Roost, a long-term Canvas of Culture final design at Winship Elementary School, Brighton. And Hope Gives Life, also a long-term Canvas of Culture mural final design at the Mattahunt Elementary School. For administrative review and recommendations, we have the Wachusett Street mural, a temporary mural final design at 63 Wachusett Street in Jamaica Plain. And now I'd like to take a minute to thank Diana Fernandez-Bobo for her service to the Boston Art Commission. Diana, who attended her last BAC meeting as a commissioner last month, has been appointed and begun her role as the new Commissioner of Parks and Recreation and Deputy Chief of Open Space for the City of Boston. As the BAC seat that she has held is an ex officio role, a new commissioner will be appointed from the city's planning department as soon as possible. We greatly appreciate Diana's dedicated service to the responsibilities of Boston Art Commission, and congratulations to Diana on her new appointment. And the MOAC team looks forward to working together on public art in Boston parks. Now into the director's report and projects in fabrication and installation. The Coconut Grove Memorial fabrication is underway, and the memorial sculpture is scheduled to arrive in Boston in late August for installation at Statler Park. An unveiling commemoration is tentatively planned for mid-September this year, and we'll keep everyone up to date on that as a date is confirmed. Earlier this month, Boston firefighter Robert Bobby Kilduff Jr. lost his life in the line of duty while battling a fire in Dorchester. In his honor, the Boston Fire Department at Engine 42 illuminated Call and Response, Radiating Safety by Lamerci Fraser in red for an entire week, recognizing his service, sacrifice, and dedication to the city of Boston. Lamerci's project is nearly complete and will be coming to the BAC for a sessioning shortly, but it was wonderful to be able to celebrate the life of this fallen firefighter in this way through her work. For other commissions, we have Canvas of Culture projects in Year 2 murals at Boston Public Schools continuing to move forward across multiple sites. Joseph Wardwell is in the final stages of completing his mural installation this week at New Mission High School, and Yuki Lee completed her mural at Josiah Quincy Elementary School this past week. Yuki has led workshops and demonstrations with students throughout the installation process and has been working alongside local artists and community volunteers. The school community will be celebrating the mural's completion at their end-of-year event this Thursday, June 11th. Additional Canvas of Culture mural installations are scheduled for July and August. Artist Georgina Kima will also begin a short residency at Street Theory Gallery, where she will continue to create a large-scale mural for the school interior that will be digitally reproduced for the building facade at the Carter School. We currently have 3 Canvas of Culture mural projects that are still in the design phase. All 3 are located in interior spaces within BPS schools, including a new cafeteria mosaic at New Mission High School. And the artists are continuing to refine their concepts based upon feedback gathered from students, staff, and the broader school communities. And we're working closely with each site as designs move forward toward final approval. This will come to the BAC after the school community reviews. For commissions in design at Copley Square Park, artist Adam Frank is currently developing the final design for his light projection display titled Trace, and Tori Ferris has received final design approval last month for her In Full Bloom. Our project management team is now able to shift focus toward finalizing the remaining artworks, paver and walkway decorations by Jessica Grant and Diana Weissman, and the design and installation of the poem How Many Kinds of Love by the late Daniela Gross-George. Artwork for the Adams Street Branch Library by artist Priscilla de Carvalho is in final design and will be shared in a presentation to the BAC following review and approvals from the Boston Public Library teams later this month. On to events. MOAC plans to relaunch the Boston Air program this fall, which we're all quite excited about. And in preparation for the program relaunch, the Boston Air Advisory Team has been hosting a series of conversations throughout the city to gather community feedback and to incorporate into the new residency model. You can scan the QR code or visit boston.gov/Boston Air to register for the final planned event on June 14th. And another recent event was on May 30th. MOAC held its inaugural Resources Fair in collaboration with the Arts Action Consortium at City Hall in the mezzanine. This was an opportunity for artists to learn about the many ways the City of Boston and other partner organizations can support them, both as Bostonians and as people working in creative industries. The day included art supply giveaways, one-on-one consultations for artists, and representatives from various City of Boston departments in attendance. And now I'll pass it back to you, John.
Thanks so much, Birgit. Especially nice to hear that Air is coming back. We'll now move on to the items on the agenda for review, public testimony, and commission vote. You'll see instructions in how you can participate in today's meeting. If you have technical difficulties, you can ask questions in the chat and a member of staff will help you. When public testimony is requested, you can press the raise your hand icon and we'll call on you. If you're calling in, press *9 to raise your hand.
Our goal is to make this meeting a good experience for all so that community members feel comfortable sharing their feedback and questions. When you're called on, please state your name, title, program, organization. Please keep your questions and comments project specific. Be mindful of and respectful of others' time when speaking so that other participants feel comfortable adding their comments. You can submit longer written testimony to bac@boston.gov. All written testimony will be added to commissioners' folders in advance of monthly public meetings. While you may disagree with other attendees' testimonies, you may not interrupt them during their allotted time. And as a reminder here, please, presenters, keep your presentations times under 5 minutes.
Thanks, James. Our first project for deliberation tonight is The Quest for Knowledge Remains Present. And Amanda, I'll pass this off to you.
Thank you. I am excited to introduce the first artist you'll be hearing from this evening and the final design for the Winship Elementary School playground as part of a Canvas of Culture program. The Winship serves a vibrant school community from pre-K through 6th grade, and this project focuses on activating the school's exterior playground through a long-term mural informed by student engagement and community input. Artist Curtis Williams, also known as Curtistic, is a Boston-based muralist whose work can be seen throughout our Boston and Cambridge communities around us. Known for his imaginative, playful style and dynamic public artwork, his practice is especially well suited to create engaging spaces for young audiences. I will now turn this over to Curtis to share about his engagement process and present final design concepts for the Winship Elementary School playground.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Hey, how you all doing? Just wanted to reintroduce myself. My name's Curtis. I'll just read a little bit of the slides. I was a child living in Okinawa, Japan, where I began my artistic practice. My father was in the Marines at the time. So that exposed me to many worlds that became cultural influences that still impact some of my work today. It's imaginative and playful would be the best ways to describe my practice and also my approach to creating art. All right. Oh, I didn't know I had to skip through the slide. Sorry. All right. So my the project overview, the title of the piece is "The Quest for Knowledge Remains Present." The design was created after pulling ideas from current 1st grade students, using the school mascot, which is an owl, as well as some of my own iconography, which is the dinosaur. This mural design highlights STEAM and is meant to inspire students to see connections and imagine a way forward through knowledge and wisdom. the artist, I'm asking viewers with playful imagery to pull from their past, be present, and have a vision for the future. All right, so the project overview, I'm going to be painting a retaining wall at the playground of the Winship School. It's 5.25 feet high and 62 feet across. So yeah, as a school playground, the site will attract, mostly the students and some of the visitors as a place to rest, but it's mostly going to be for play. I think the students will get a good time out of seeing the wall. And this is the overall design that I went with. And so yeah, it's a nod to STEAM. That's science, technology, engineering, art, and mathematics. I wanted to use some of the iconography that you would see throughout these different branches. I believe these are things that need to be more promoted in the children. And so this is like the type of art that I make, things that deal with science and like other world building. I like to keep the world imaginative and creative so the kids have something to, hold on to and maybe inspire them to create themselves. And this is the design superimposed on the playground here. You kind of get a gist of what it'll look like. And then these are a couple close-up shots of the mural itself. During the execution of the wall, everything will be rendered, to a higher degree. Like I'll add more details into the owl as well as the astronaut helmet and everything like that. So I'm looking forward to doing that. This was the community engagement where I got to work with some of the students at the school. I worked with Miss Converse's first grade art class. And this is also where I got the the idea to use the owl, the school mascot, in the mural design, having conversations with one of the students. So just like some of my work, things are found through discovery. And I thought that would be a great tidbit to add into the piece. Right. So the fabrication and installation plan is from mid-July to about August. I rendered the image in Procreate. It's a digital design software that I use. And then the image will be painted directly to the retaining wall at the playground using a combination of spray paint and acrylic paint. Yeah, but considering the timeline, yeah, it'll probably take, I'm assuming, about a month, I want to say, to get the project done. And no permits are needed in addition. But yeah, I'll have a sprayer, sorry, along with drop cloths, and anything else I'll need for the project going forward. All right, maintenance on a day-to-day basis. The mural will be enclosed in a fenced-in playground to keep it safe. I'll also coat the mural in a UV protective coating to keep it safe from sun damage. And if the mural is damaged, hopefully not, the school system will notify me and let me know, and we'll figure out coming out and getting everything repaired. All right.
Curtis,
Yeah.
thanks so much.
Yeah, thank you all. Thanks so much.
Yeah, of course. Commissioners, I now open it up to you with any questions or comments for Curtis.
I have two. Curtis, you had mentioned about more detail to the owl and the astronaut helmet. I was wondering how much more detail were you looking for? And is that retaining wall ready to be painted on, or is there anything you need to do to it to prepare for painting?
Well, when I get out there, I'm gonna clean the wall and buff everything. So I'll do a solid base coat to make sure everything's prepared. And as far as like the rendering goes, it like my ability to sketch things on the iPad compared to like rendering it out with the actual material is a bit different. So I'll be able to go about, bringing it to a higher level. It'll look more painterly. You'll be able to see a bit of brush strokes and some of the effects that I'll be able to achieve, with those materials. It's just a bit hard doing it on the iPad.
Gotcha, thanks.
Mhm.
Any other commissioners? Curtis, I was just curious, in your conversations with the first graders, I know that the owl came up in conversation. I'm curious where the dinosaur and the astronaut came about too. Was that also through those conversations?
Nah, the dinosaur is actually that's mine. I do there's like a reoccurring character in a lot of my work. I just think it represents a lot, as far as like imagination and what's possible in the world, and it's like a nod to nostalgia as well. And then the astronaut, I think that's just something that it bounds us in the present, but it's still something that humans do to look forward to the future, space travel and, different scientific endeavors like that. So I wanted to, kind of use those three things to tie everything together.
Sure. Thanks, Curtis.
Mhm.
Any other commissioner comments? I now open it up to any members of the public who might like to ask a question or make a comment. Any hands? Well, hearing none, I'm curious if any commissioner would like to make a motion to approve final design of the quest for knowledge remains present.
I would like to make a motion to approve the final design of the quest for knowledge remains present.
Thanks, James. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Thanks, Ian. Commissioners, please say yes if you agree with the motion. James,
Yes,
Ian,
Yes.
Nigel,
Yes.
Kenny,
Yes.
and I vote yes as well. Curtis, congratulations. Can't wait to see this realized at the school.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I hope you all are able to stop by if you have a chance during the summer. The thing's going to be a really great time.
Definitely. Thanks, Curtis.
Thank you all. Thank you. Thank you.
our next project for deliberation is Roost, and Birgit, I'm passing this off to you.
I think that Amanda is going to present this one.
Yes, I'll be
right?
taking this one again.
Yeah, okay.
absolutely.
Thanks, Amanda.
Very well.
No problem. No problem. So our next project is bringing everyone inside of the Winship Elementary School, and I'm excited to introduce the artist and final design for stairwell murals happening inside of Winship as part of a Canvas of Culture program located in highly visible circulation spaces. These two stairwell murals will help transform central traveling spaces into welcoming environments while creating opportunities to showcase student artwork and school celebrations. Artists Ethan and Vita Murrow, working collaboratively as two Murrows, bring together backgrounds in visual art, storytelling, education, and children's literature. Their practice and experience creating imaginative, community-centered work makes them especially well-suited for this project. And I will now turn it over to Ethan and Vita to share about their design process and their final visuals for the Winship Elementary stairwell murals.
Thank you so much. Good evening. I'm Vita Murrow. I'm one of the two Murrows, and
I'm Ethan Murrow. I am the other two Murrow.
And we work together in our studio in the South End on projects that encompass a lot of different points of intersection with both the city, the landscape, young people, content and media for youth and families. I work primarily as a children's writer and a filmmaker, creating books for young people. I have a long background as an educator and working with brands you might recognize like Sesame Street and Aardman Animation.
And I work as an artist in the South End, as Vita mentioned, mostly in drawing and painting and murals. And I also am a professor at Tufts and the Museum School. And we're really thrilled to be here with you all today.
A bit about Roost. Roost is the working title of this piece. This mural will live in two primary community hubs of the school at the Winship. It let's see. Yeah, it's really an opportunity to celebrate point of access for all members of the school community to see each other visibly represented on the halls of the school through their own exhibition of their own work and learning.
And this is the project site. The stairwells are very large. It's a beautiful old building, as those of you who've been to the Winship know. And as Vita mentioned, they're busy stairs. We're really eager to populate these stairs with exciting imagery that will really captivate the kids. And we, like Curtis, are also really interested in the owl mascot. As Curtis mentioned in his great presentation, the owl is a symbol of wisdom and knowledge. It's a symbol of ambition in terms of a bird of flight, and resilience and kindness. And so we're eager to get this mural started and really find a way to make these stairs exciting for the community.
We had a fantastic time getting to know the Winship, a school we've had a little bit of contact with before, so it was wonderful to be there in this context. We also joined Elisa Converse as the art teacher in her classroom, working with third graders to get to know them as young artists, to hear more about their own journey as scholars and creators at the Winship. And they invited us into the work that they're making, and we shared an exciting activity with them, a collaborative drawing project where we work together to build some creatures that inspire and make us feel joyful and filled with laughter. We also had a wonderful time getting to know Principal Alan Daly and learning about the programs and partnerships that keep the Winship a place of real connectivity for families. We learned a lot about some of the additional programs and kind of wraparound embrace that the school offers families at every stage and age. And we're looking forward to having an unveiling event that engages the entire school community and invites back Winship alumni. This was something unique that Principal Alan Daly raised, an eagerness to build a through line between current students and the future that awaits them. So we're excited for the wings of the birds in our roost to bring together all these different chapters in the life of the Winship.
And this is a view of one of the stairwells. As you can see in the image, the premise is a kind of a family of owls, a community of owls. They're collectively holding this vine, which supports these color shapes, the color shapes will be magnetized paint. And using the magnetized paint, the community could put up artwork from the classes, projects that students are working on, using very simple magnets, which we will provide with the project budget. And hopefully this will fill a gap in the school. Ms. Converse was generous enough to talk us through the fact that there wasn't a natural place in the school to really display student art, and that it would be a welcome opportunity to find a way to use these stairwells as a place to showcase the amazing work that's going on in the school. And I think really key to the presentation to you all today that one thing we really wanted to share is that we want these to be optimistic owls, happy owls. We've added these little kind of goofy glasses because we want to make a nod to the fact that there's a lot of scholarly work going on here. This does not mean to be a judgment call on those of you who wear glasses, but just a way to sort of connote the fact that these owls are thinking and looking and observing and embracing learning in the way that the students are as well.
Something that was exciting to discover is the breadth of representation of owls. Representation is a really big part of our work, and it often follows a through line that might look a little bit different. The site of the Winship has a historical voice and experience as a place of agriculture and of nature before it was a school. And we want to be sure we get to celebrate that part of its history and celebrate these incredible birds that are the school mascot. We'll be really eager to celebrate owls that come from all over the region. And also we've enjoyed learning that owls really live all over the world. So sort of wherever you're from, there's probably an owl that's from there too. And we're eager to cultivate these owl faces like Ethan described that are really warm and affirming and feel really representational in some ways of human faces, and also real breadth in age and range. So there certainly will be nests and baby owls and more mature owls.
Here's a little bit about the project schedule. We are hoping, depending on Winship timeline and what works for the Winship community, to start this summer. We use very simple materials, acrylic paint for this mural, and along with the magnetic paint, which we have some information on in the presentation in a moment. We have got a plan for our team to really occupy these stairwells in a way also that will not impede the natural flow of the school as well, which we're concerned about. So we want to make sure that we don't, we're not a burden to the school while we're making the mural. You can do this one. Okay. So this is a little bit of a list of some of the paints that we'll be using. As I mentioned, all acrylic paint. And we put on a protective varnish at the end, similar to what Curtis was mentioning in his presentation. We also use a mixture of pens along with brushwork, so we can get lots of detail. You might have noticed in the mock-up for the mural, there was a significant amount of intricate detail of the texture of the feathers and things like that. And so we use these paint pens to capture that detail.
We also have a powerful team of professionals who work with us in our studio. And these are many of them pictured here, actually with Executive Director of Urbanity Dance, Betsy Graves, another community partner that we enjoy collaborating with. And so these are some of the friendly faces. They'll be sharing space and inviting the community into the fabrication of this mural and its enjoyment going forward.
And at this time, we don't see any impediment to beginning the mural. We've got everything lined up to go, again, as long as the commission approves it and Winship feels good about us entering and starting the process. This is a list down below of some of our partners and assistants who work with us, and an example on the right of a recent exterior mural using the same materials. And the maintenance plan, all these paints are rated as permanent. If problems occur, we're of course happy to work with the Winship and the City of Boston to make sure that this can stay as a really vibrant and hopefully a mural that the community would really welcome and enjoy over many, many years. Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you, Vita and Ethan, for that presentation. Commissioners, do any of you have any questions or comments you'd like to make at this time?
Kenny here. I love owls, so I'm happy that so far I'm 2 for 2 on owl representation in murals in Boston Public Schools. But I also appreciate the response to offering young people a space to also have their own art be part of their hallway. So just wanted to highlight to the response, not just the functional response as well, in the element of your design, so that young people can also have access to walls to display their work. So thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Vita and Ethan, thanks so much for the presentation. And as someone who wears glasses, I very much appreciate you putting glasses on the owl. It matters to be seen, right? I had one question about your design. In the tree, you have this yellow band. Will that also be magnetized? I was just curious if you could describe that and what
Yeah,
that,
of course. That is
how
a
that will
very
function.
large light
Yeah.
that is
Oh, okay.
It's a
a
safety
permanent
feature.
installation. This was actually one of the most difficult parts of designing, was trying to figure out how to work that into the image. So that's part of why we put the owls up high. We're hoping it will look a little bit like a piece of wood when the piece is done, but it is a slightly awkward interaction into the image.
Thanks for clarifying.
Oh, did we happen to
We
lose?
lost him again.
With that being said, any other commissioners who are here who would like to make a comment or a question?
I have another question. Are are these are there specific kind of owls that are specific to New England, Massachusetts, or are these just like stock image owls? Just curious about the choices and any background information.
So a lot of our work involves compositing images and kind of blurring the lines between real and imagined. I think a lot of our work looks very hyper representational, but in fact lives in a space of a little bit of magical realism. So we often, even with these in the mock-up, we start with an existing form or image that likely is maybe a regional or North American owl, and then kind of massaging it a little bit using digital tools to bring it to be a reference point that feels applicable and natural in a setting like a school and in this particular specific setting. So to answer your question more specifically, probably a little bit of both, a little bit of owls that you know and love from nighttime in New England, and then maybe some features or changes that change it up and make it a little bit more exciting and a little bit mysterious. We also want to be sure it's both a point of balance and gravitas for the artwork that the students hang up, whether that's posters for things they want to promote or work that they've been working on as young artists. So we want to be sure that our owls kind of leave a little space for that.
So Vita, that was a great explanation and description of the owls that might be there. I wish I could see them now too, because I'm trying to figure out how you kind of shape all of that. But thanks for that description. Are there any other commissioners who would like to make a comment? Very well, we'll open it up to the general public. Does anyone in the public have any questions or comments they wish to make at this time? I see. I don't think there's anything in the chat. So with that being said, I wonder if there's a commissioner who wishes to make a motion at this time to approve the final design of Roost.
I'll make a motion to approve the final design of Roost.
Thanks, Ian. Is there a second?
I can second that, James.
Thank you and welcome back, John.
Thanks.
I will now do the roll call, and if you commissioners say yay or nay, I will start with John.
Yes.
Ian.
Yes.
Nigel.
Yes.
Kenny.
Yes.
I am yes as well. The motion carries, and we look forward to seeing this mural go up.
Thank you so much to
Thank you so
everyone.
much.
Thank you. And it's me again. Our next project for deliberation is Hope Gives Life. Now this one says Amanda, so hopefully I'm passing this off to Amanda.
You are correct. Me again. Awesome. Thank you, James. So our next project is bringing us to the Mattahunt Elementary School in Mattapan, and is also a long-term interior mural as part of a Canvas of Culture program. This project was developed through engagement with Mattahunt educators and administrators and reflects the school's commitment to its Haitian Creole English dual language program, and as well as the cultural heritage of its community. Artist Abel Jackson is a muralist and painter whose work is known for vibrant color, rich storytelling, and community-centered design. With over 2 decades of experience creating public art, Abel's practice focuses on celebrating culture, history, and resilience through large-scale works that resonate with the sites and communities they serve. I will now turn it over to Abel to share more about his design process and present his final designs for the Mattahunt Elementary School mural.
Can you hear me? Okay. Hello, everybody. My name is Abel Jackson, and I am based out of Charlotte, North Carolina. I've been painting for a while. I specialize in airbrushing, aerosol, and acrylic painting. And over the last 7 to 8 years, I've been able to mainly focus on public artwork, public murals, most of which have to deal with local communities expressing their cultural heritage and also reflections in the history of the surrounding area. Okay, so this is the location, which is Mattahunt Elementary School. It is a wall that's in the library that is 54 feet wide and 13 feet high, and is approximately 7 to 8 feet off of the ground. Okay, so for my community engagement, all of the primary community engagement was through virtual meetings and correspondences. Within the first meeting, I was introduced to the teachers and the administrators of Mattahunt. And in that meeting, I was informed that they wanted to move a mural that was reflection of the Haitian culture to assist with their dual language Haitian Creole program. After that meeting, I developed a selection of questionnaires, one set for the students and one set for the teachers. Sample questions include, are there Haitian proverbs, values, or cultural symbols that would resonate in a learning space? On the right side, you see a picture of one of their classrooms, which illustrates how they've been using visual imagery in their teaching. Session 2 was the answering of the questionnaire, where we talked at length about some of the elements and design of the dual language program and of Haitian culture. It was here that I received the one of the proverbs, which is "Hope Gives Life," which is the title of the mural. And then from there, I went forward and did research based upon the information that they gave me. They also gave me a list of historical sites and a tremendous measure of information, quality information. And then after processing some of the information, I required a third session, a third meeting to ask further questions so that I can kind of tie everything together and have a better understanding of what they were looking for. And from that third meeting, I was able to create a design, which is what I'm presenting today. And in presenting that design to them, they were very happy with what I submitted. And also, the fifth session would be hopefully a time where we could meet, maybe an unveiling with the students and the faculty and the teacher, the other teachers, administrators, and potentially the families, where we could talk about the mural concept and the creative process. Of course, this would be after the mural will be completed. Okay, so this is the mural description, and you can actually go on down to the actual mural, and I'll read the description while everyone views the mural design. Okay, so the mural begins on the left with the image of a young student looking upward as they encounter the Haitian Creole proverb, "Hope gives life." The composition continues to move into a vibrant expression of Haitian culture through carnival. A dynamic dancer full of motion is accompanied by the steady rhythm of a drummer. Their movement extend beyond, The murals extend beyond the boundaries of the island, symbolizing how Haitian culture, joy, and resilience cannot be contained. At the heart of the mural is Neg Mawan, captured in a powerful pose as he blows a conch shell. From the call emerges the phrase, "Home is home." Behind him rises the Haitian flag draped across the landscape, visually connecting the people to the land and their shared history. Above is the fortress of the citadel, since formerly atop the mountain, symbolized protection, strength, and enduring victory of independence. To the right are two foundational leaders, Jean-Jacques Dessalines and Toussaint L'Ouverture. And above them is Catherine Flan, who is sewing the first Haitian flag, a powerful symbol of unity and the birth of the nation. In the background is the highest mountain peak that rises across the horizon. Within it appears another proverb, which is, "Behind mountains, there are more mountains." And then flowing from the mountains, you go to one of the sacred waterfalls, which I can't fully pronounce it, but it's Salt Diu. I know I'm mispronouncing that. But it's just representing the spiritual renewal, healing, and deep cultural tradition. Next slide. Okay, I wanted to give a close-up of how the Haitian Creole is embedded within the actual mural. And so you see here the three of the proverbs: hope gives life, home is home, and behind mountains there are more mountains. And so the Haitian Creole version is kind of enlarged and more highlighted, and it is accompanied with the English translation as well. Next slide. Okay, so here are some of the image references. In doing the research and giving the list of different things I was given, there were various, I guess, vantage points of the imagery. So I just pulled together the imagery that I thought was most appropriate. I would like to highlight the bust of Dessalines and the overture, which are very well known, but it allows for me to give a level of interpretation to how the likeness of the individuals would be represented in a more realistic fashion. Not realistic as far as more realistic than the sculpture, but it won't appear as a sculpture, but appear as just a painting of a person. Next slide. This is how the mural will fit in its location in the school. Next slide. This is an image that illustrates the difference between my sketches and the finished product. So I know that the sketches are in pencil and colored pencil and ink, whereas with the mural, I usually use acrylic paint, airbrushing, and aerosol. So this just shows you what to expect, the finished result. Next slide. Okay, the project would take 3 to 4 weeks to install. Ideal installation period would be during the summer break, starting in July and ending in early August. The first step will be wall and site preparation, where I prepare the floors and all surrounding areas, and taping everything off to protect it. The wall will be lightly cleaned and sanded, after which I will apply a white primer. That should take about 2 days. Then I will transfer the image onto the wall. I think it was probably going to be both using projection and grid because of the length of the wall. I'll probably use both of those processes. And then the painting, I'll begin the painting after that, which would take about 3 weeks. And then after that, I'll be applying a clear coat. Due to the placement of the mural and the clear coat protection, I don't see where maintenance will really be needed on this project. Next slide. The materials I'll be using will be a Sherwin-Williams interior white primer, as well as Sherwin-Williams acrylic latex interior paints. I will be finishing it with a bare wall-based polyurethane clear coat. I'll also be using the airbrush and compressor, plus brushes, rollers, plastic drops, drop cloths and tape. I will also need a 25-foot scissor lift. And that is it.
Thank you, Abel.
Thank you.
Commissioners, does anyone have a question or a comment at this time?
Can I ask a quick question about the Murrow sculpture that you have at the center? I know that that's a really famous image of the maroon, right, or the self-liberated enslaved person, who's such a powerful representative, right, of Haitian independence. And it comes from a sculpture, is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I think the sculpture, if I remember correctly, has, in addition to the conch shell, he's also has a machete and
Yes.
some chains. Are you planning on including those in this as well, or are they sort of below the frame of your image? I'm just thinking about those kinds of symbols in the library, what that means. I think the conch is a great symbol of kind of summoning, right? Not only summoning maybe a deity, but also summoning the masses, right? But those other symbols of liberation are a little more complicated, right?
Got you. Well, within the symbolism, as far as the chains, the way I have it, you really cannot see them.
Yeah.
Now, when it comes to machete, you can see that something is in his hand.
Yeah.
But it is not clear that it's a machete.
Okay.
So it is there. But like I said, you can't really see the chains.
Yeah.
But you can see that something is in his hand. So
Oh, good.
yeah.
I really love how you've included so many important aspects of this kind of celebration of the liberation, self-liberation of Haiti, right? The flag, Toussaint Louverture, this sculpture, symbols that are really important, I think, to Haitian folks and to others. So I think it looks really great.
Thank you.
I have a comment, and following up on what Ian just pointed out, I guess one of my questions is that there's a lot of history in this mural, and I'm wondering, is there going to be a separate, not plaque, but a separate place where the history is laid out for people to read who can follow along versus what we see in the mural? So that's an important piece, and because it kind of speaks to the wholeness of the sculpture that's not represented, and the symbolism of everything it's in the original piece. So that's one thing. And I was glad to see that we saw both your pencil sketch and the more digital representation of the images. And I can't say that one is worse than the other. They both give me different feelings by looking at them, but I was so glad to see that what the final project will end up being versus what the sketch is. It's just, it's more clear for me to try to distinguish that.
Thanks.
That's just a comment. Any other commissioners wish to make a comment or a question at this time? We'll open up to the public. Does anyone in the public have a question or a comment that they wish to make at this time? Moving right along, is there a commissioner who wishes to make a motion to accept the final design of Hope Gives Life?
I'd like to make a motion to accept the final designs for Hope Gives Life.
Thanks, Kenny. Is there a second?
I can second.
Thanks, Ian. Commissioners, please answer yea or nay when I call your name, starting with John.
Yes.
Ian.
Yes.
Nigel.
Yes.
Kenny.
Yes.
I am a yes as well. So the motion carries. Congratulations, Abel.
Thank you very much.
Thanks so much, Abel. Our final project for deliberation, and hopefully my computer will stay on throughout this, is the Wachusett Street mural. Ambler, I'm passing this off to you.
Thank you. The Wachusett Street mural was approved internally by the public art team last summer at a time when our team was still working with the streets cabinet at the staff level on the approval of traffic calming projects. And that was before the pilot administrative review program that started this year. Unfortunately, the mural installation had to be postponed due to rain. But the Wachusett Street resident who we've been in contact with, Rosa Herrero, has facilitated similar installations in Boston in the past, including the Eastie Flowers project for the Mary Ellen Welch Greenway in 2022, and the Newton Center Pilot Plaza for the City of Newton's Planning Department in 2025. So now she plans to bring a temporary asphalt mural to her very own neighborhood, and it's happening this year. Next slide. The mural will be installed during the 3rd annual Forest Hills Neighborhood Association Block Party on Saturday, June 27th. The ground mural featuring natural motifs will bring the community together around an activity to beautify and valorize the Parkman Playground around the street, across the street for all ages and abilities. Another goal of the project is to slow traffic down while passing through the playground in a neighborhood that has many residents who are young children, elderly, and people living with disabilities. The mural includes abstracted trilliums, mayflowers, lilies of the woods, oak leaves, and maple leaves. It'll be painted in 2 coats of Bear Dynasty flat exterior paint in the colors Glamorous, Joyful Orange, and Green Neon. It'll be 110 feet long and 14 feet wide. Bear, the paint that they're using, is not specifically formulated for asphalt, but it was selected as a cost-effective, fast-drying, water-based option that will be easy for volunteers to apply, and it was approved by the Streets Cabinet. The Community Association first conducted a survey to get support for the project and to choose the theme for the mural. They received 121 responses, 30 of them from people living on Wachusett Street. The theme selected through a neighborhood survey conducted in June 2024 with 96 respondents has been local flowers and leaves. This graphic has the support of District 6 City Councilor Jay Weber and 15th Suffolk State Representative Sam Montano. Next slide. As for the installation process, the mural will be installed in 3 shifts of volunteers and will take place in 1-hour shifts from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. And this project will require a street closure permit, which has already been approved. As for the maintenance, the Forest Hills Neighborhood Association is planning to repaint the graphic every 2 years. However, temporary installations can technically be on display for up to 5 years after BAC approval. So the group will work closely with the Streets Cabinet to monitor the artwork and address any long-term wear before then. Thank you. Any questions?
Amber, thanks so much for sharing this. I think I have a similar question as to the downtown crossing mural as well. Like, you're saying that they may touch this up every 2 years, but if it starts to deteriorate, there a plan in place for maybe something sooner?
That's a good question. We've been communicating directly with Nate Lash, and Amanda Hawkins has been a direct contact as well, colleague and fellow project manager. Because they're going to be installing bumps, the community group has to coordinate with the Streets Cabinet around what it looks like to either deinstall or place the bumps around the artwork. Right now, the plan that we've gotten from the community group is that they will repaint it.
Okay.
We don't necessarily, I guess,
like know what their schedule is going to be or
redoing it.
Okay, thanks, Amber.
And so, Amber, my question follows up on John's, because I think you mentioned the Bear paint wasn't used in this way, or you mentioned something about the paint not being like a paint that's usually put on asphalt. So I'm wondering if because of that, they may need to do maintenance far earlier than they expect, and how many times would they do that, have to do that before they realize that it might not have been the best paint to use. That's a lot of questions, but that's my thought following up on John.
Yeah. These are all good points. Based on the guidance that we've gotten from streets, there is confidence that it should last 2 years. So I think that we're just optimistic, but these are all good points to raise, and I can bring these back to the constituent as well. If any of my colleagues would like to weigh in, feel free. But yes, very good points.
I have a quick, is it too late to make a recommendation for better paint to use?
You know, Amanda might be able to speak to this because she's been working more closely with Nate Lash at Streets, but I think a lot of the kind of happy medium of using an acrylic paint is also for like environmental impact, like as it wears it, it's recommended for this sort of short-term or temporary paint as far as impact on the environment. And I think it has been used for the like crosswalk paint before, so there's a precedent, but Amanda, feel free to jump in if you have more context around the paint specification.
Right, exactly. We do have that note, and I think due to just the community nature of the installation and the color choices is a main reason for going with this. But I believe Rosa's used this on asphalt in the past. So we will just be sure to advise on more regular, they're not going to leave it and then not check it for a couple of years. They'll be regularly checking on this. So we will make note of evaluating this paint, especially if we know this will be continuing in the future.
And I saw that Jordan Freitas had their hand up to make a comment, and you should be able to speak, Jordan, if you'd like to add your
Yes,
comment.
thank you so much. Good evening, everyone. Jordan here from Councilor Ben Weber's office. So wanted to reiterate our support for this. Councilor Weber has been supportive through the whole process, and we just look forward to seeing this happen. So thank you so much for your consideration.
Thank you very
Jordan.
much. Thanks, Jordan. Commissioners, any other comments or questions about this mural? Well, I now open it up to any members of the public who may have a question or would like to make a comment. Would any commissioner like to make a motion to approve the final design of the Wachusett Street mural?
Happy to make a motion to approve.
Thanks, Ian. Do I have a second?
Happy to second.
Thanks. Was that you, Kenny?
Yes.
Thanks, Kenny. Please say yes if you agree with the motion. James?
Yes.
Ian?
Yes.
Nigel?
Yes.
Kenny?
Yes.
And I vote yes as well. The motion passes. Thanks so much. And now our last order of business is adjournment. Do I have a motion to adjourn this evening's meeting?
I shall make that motion to adjourn this evening's meeting.
Thanks, James. Do I have a second?
A second.
Thanks, Ian. Please say yes if you agree to adjourn. James?
Yes.
Ian?
Yes.
Nigel?
Yes.
Kenny?
Yes.
And I vote to adjourn as well. Thanks, everyone. Really appreciate you all being here and all the work you've put into this. And I'll see you next month.
Thank you all. Thanks for
Bye.
being here. Bye.